As many of you know, I'm a huge fan of the German creatine because it's the cleanest creatine in the world. And many of you are like, look, it's more expensive, but I want to share with you some third-party testing creatine that was manufactured in China versus creatine that is manufactured in Germany. And so what we're going to look at here is a special focus on the mercury content. And so this screenshot here is from a company called Light Labs that we use. They're based out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. And you can see the mercury content in the creatine manufactured, the raw material in China. What you see here is the 2.68 parts per billion, which translates into 0.03416 micrograms per serving. Now, this is not a lot of mercury. I will say there's probably no safe level of mercury to have. We know that mercury is a neurotoxin. It's linked with all sorts of health issues and so forth. But there is definitely mercury in the material from the raw material made in China. Now, when you look at the raw material that we offer through Myoscience, this is the micronized creatine that's manufactured end-to-end in Germany. The raw material is known as Crea Vitalis. And so this is basically Creapure that's been micronized. Why do you care about micronization? It's more water soluble, it's more bioavailable, it's less likely to cause gastrointestinal distress. And as you see here, no mercury on this. And so it's non-detectable. Now, why might that be? Well, as you might notice, we recently did this show with Robert over at Allschem and the director of the human division of creatine. There's no mercury in there because the way that it's manufactured. It turns out that the way that the Chinese have figured out how to make creatine, they need electrodes during the process, and these are just for testing out, I believe it's the acid-base balance or some electrophoresis, and it turns out that these electrodes do sort of off-gas some mercury, and so that's why you get mercury in the finished product. There really shouldn't be any mercury or any heavy metals in creatine. And so, you know, I point this out because many of you have said, look, I just buy Thorne creatine, and Thorne sells creatine that's been manufactured in China. Like, this is no secret. Many of the big companies, you know, they are owned by private equity groups or they're publicly traded. They're very bottom line focused. Cost of goods has to be incredibly low, high profit margin to pay for all the middlemen to make these companies work. And so, you know, they're not going to pay $22 or $24 a kilogram for German creatine. They're going to pay $6 or $8 a kilo for the stuff made in China. It's like, you know, literally cost 70% less. Like, why would you do that if you already have existing sales? You know, so you get what you pay for, and that's what it comes down to. So when people say, oh, I just buy this cheap stuff, that's fine. But if you're taking 5, 10, 15, 20 grams a day, I just want you to be aware of the fact that you might be you know, inadvertently giving yourself some heavy metals. So you got a sauna, you have to exercise, maybe do, you know, have some charcoal, activated charcoal when you take the creatine. So I just wanted to share with you, you know, why, you know, over at Myoscience, we've made a decision to offer the more expensive German creatine. We have a relationship with these individuals. We trust them, and we do a lot of testing on finished product, on raw material, and we found it just to be cleaner. So I just wanted to share that with you. You can't really make this stuff up. I guess, you know, you get what you pay for. So if you want the cleanest creatine money can buy, you can check out the link in the description below. As I mentioned, we really like the micronized material from Germany. Very clean, easy to absorb, minimal gastrointestinal distress. And so that's something that we stand behind. And lo and behold, it does not have any mercury in it. So there you have it, friends. You get what you pay for. If you want the best in the world, check out the link in the description below. If you do take the cheaper stuff that you can get at, you know, Walmart and Costco and things like that, well, just know that, you know, you might be inadvertently getting some impurities that could harm your health. And so it's just something to be aware of. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below, and we'll catch you on a future video down the road.